The meeting will have been recorded up until the part where we get to the evaluations. Speaking of which, our last evaluator for tonight is Meg Evaluating My Speech. Please welcome Meg. There's supposed to be lots of clapping. I decreed it.
Fellow Toastmasters, sorry. Go with it. Fellow Toastmasters, and especially Jessica, I found the topic that you had chosen quite unusual, comparing the network that is the railroad with the network that is the internet. You seemed a little monotone when you first started out. And I was getting ready for one of those dry type of speeches that you hear at work. In fact, I thought it might have been work related. But slowly you went off on a weird tangent, and with a sense of foreboding, I put my paper down and just listened. Now, I know you love your cats, but it seems you're hanging around with them a little too much. At first, I thought maybe you just had something on your face, till it became quite evident that what you were doing was preening. You then started playing with your pen, which was odd enough, but then you played with Donna's pen. And it was only as you talked that I realized that your cats were not house cats, but bobcats. I knew that by the little statement you made when you were talking about how terrible dogs were. And you said, and I quote, "I would like to outlaw dogs, but my kitties like them as snacks." All in all, it demonstrated a very unusual side of you. And that is all I have for my report.
Thank you, Meg. Wonderful evaluation. I am a bit disappointed that you didn't have full appreciation for my speech, but we can't all comprehend the greatness that is me. Let us now hear from our first evaluator, giving an evaluation of Ron's speech. Please welcome Eamon.
And there he is.
Thank you, Madam General Evaluator, fellow Toastmasters, and especially Ron. Ron, your speech was the most beautiful thing my sweet, soft ears have ever heard in the world. And I can die knowing that I was blessed with your genius and presentation. I was truly enthralled by your speech topic. It's different ways of interpreting different art forms in another way, particularly how you told us how to do classic Shakespearean plays like Romeo and Juliet, Midsummer Night's Dream, Macbeth in mime, which was incredible. I've never heard that mimes can do Shakespeare. The way you explained it, the way you demonstrated a classic scene, the balcony scene for Romeo and Juliet in complete mime playing both characters was just, wow. I did not know you had it in you, and I will never look at Shakespeare the same. But it wasn't just that you did that, you also combined it with another form of how to interpret art in another way, such as I know that you're a big Star Trek fan. So you were showing us how Captain Kirk and Spock and all those classic characters would give their dialogue in iambic pentameter and haikus. I mean, I thought Shatner spoke weird before, but the way those interpretations, it truly gives another dimension to already classic television. Ron, I'm besmirched by how you did that. And I also like how you involve the audience in your speech. I thought your entrance was very forthcoming. I liked how you were in this small room here and then you burst out onto the scene in a very magnanimous way. I also like how you involve audience members, including Meg in your speech, getting Donna to do a dance. I thought that was very creative in the way that you did that. Not much to improve your speech. Obviously, different ways of interpreting classic art. Example-wise, classic poetry in Klingon. That would be something you could explore in the future. Just different ways of exploring the same topic. I thought you were very emotional during your speech, as we all were today, a very emotional meeting. So that was fantastic. Used some good visual aids. That was good as well. Though your body itself was the best visual aid. I thought you stared up at the ceiling one too many times during your speech. So I would work on connecting with all of your audience members. But great speech, and I look forward to the next one.
Oh, yeah, just stay up there so you can introduce the table topics master, because you're the Toastmaster.
Oh, right. Well, I am the Toastmaster, and I would like to introduce Ron, who is our table topics master.
Thank you, Mr. Toastmaster. Fellow Toastmasters, I would like to thank Jeff for his table topic. And with that, I will introduce Jeff.
You go, Jeff. Have you besmirched his reputation? There he is.
What do you want me to do?
So talk about anything you want for about a minute and a half, and then Ron is going to make up a question that he could have asked, and you'll say something, and then Ron will say what the question was. It's kind of like Jeopardy. So talk about whatever you want.
Okay. I was walking down the street playing my Pokemon Go. I was having so much fun catching all the Pokemon. I bumped into a friend, him and I continued on playing. We ended up at a restaurant. We went in, sat down, had something to eat. We decided to continue on our Pokemoning. Then we bumped into somebody else. We decided to go into the bowling alley, do some bowling. 1, 2, 3 games. We both bowled really good. Then we ended up finishing off with a round of miniature golf. Did some arcades. Then we ended up going back out doing more Pokemoning. At the end, we decided we're just gonna go home and relax. Back to you.
For my last speaker, I will ask Jeff how he spent his summer vacation.
Yay.
Thank you, Mark, for your speech. The floor is yours.
Thank you for that intriguing reminder that even when you're talking about aardvarks, it's best that you unmute yourself before starting. Back in the day, and you all can maybe guess from the color of my red beard when that day may have been, Thanksgiving was one of those holidays that the biggest part about it, the most fun part about it, was getting out of school free. We didn't have to go to school. It didn't matter where you were. I don't know if they're still doing that. It's been a long time since I've had anybody at home who's in school. Yeah, they did graduate, but you know, they did graduate. So they're no longer involved with high school here in beautiful Western Bellevue, Nebraska. But the memories I have of Thanksgiving, big turkey on the table. Sometimes it was under the Christmas tree as well, but on the table was the appropriate place for it. My mother used to slave over that turkey. And we had to be really careful because it being back when times were a little bit tougher, we actually had to make that turkey last for 2 or 3 weeks, sometimes a month. Otherwise, we didn't get to eat. But those were the great old days. Those are the old days when I used to tell my kids, these are your old days that you'll talk about to your kids later on. And I think maybe they have, maybe they haven't, but it was always an interesting experience. Not that that had anything to do with the question. My favorite fall sport is actually football. And back when I was growing up in the Great Plains of Western Minnesota, there was only really one football game that you wanted to see, and that was the Minnesota Vikings. Of course, I lived for a while in Wisconsin, so I was a little bit partial to the Green Bay Packers as well. And if those two were both playing and playing each other, in fact, that was a fabulous time for sports. Of course, where we lived, we only got one television channel if the antenna stayed up in the wind. So we didn't get to see that much TV or football because it was an ABC station. And at that time, NFL football was on CBS and AFL football was on NBC. Oh, well, you did what you could with what you had. Topics master.
For my third table topic speaker, I will call on Mark to tell us about a childhood memory, but in the form of a tall tale. Thank you, Donna, for your wonderful speech.
I'm supposed to, yeah, give a 40-second table topic and then Ron will tell you what the question was.
Oh, and I have to go up there?
If you're able.
No, I can't. I've had a hard day today.
If you need to stay seated, we could make that work. But there you go.
Could make it work.
We could, for you, Donna.
Oh, gee. Thank you. Fellow Toastmasters and especially Mark. Mark never seems to fail to amuse us and put us in the land of fantasy. Many, many times in the land of fantasy. And this time he took us through Alice in Wonderland's underground escape route. Now, Alice always escaped when something had to be done. And I am not supposed to talk too long, so I'm not going to be able to tell all these wonderful people in the audience what Ron and Alice did when they went down the hole. It was one of those things that people raised their eyebrows slightly and said, uh-oh. But past the uh-oh, we never heard what happened. Uh-oh. Toastmaster?
Oh, boy.
Now for our
Well, she
second
did win.
speaker. Second speaker, Donna Rosales, will tell us about
He's introducing the thing you just did.
Oh, okay.
the story of what happened down the rabbit hole. Thank you, Cole, for your speech.
Thank you. Topic Master, fellow Toastmasters. Use this opportunity to talk about the benefits of these online meetings and the connections that can be gained from it. As an example, earlier today, I was at a meeting that was based out of Alaska called Citizens of the World. Our theme, Vancouver Island, and I managed to get a member from Vancouver Island to the meeting, and she did a speech for us, mostly about Ucluelet, where she used to live. It was a lot of fun listening to it about how in the summer we're loaded with tourists. In the winter, if they get 3 cars in a row, they'll say traffic jam in Yuki. They even had time to conduct some table topics, which included a small village, Coombs, where their feature at their general store is goats on the roof. And remember, I asked that to, said that would absolutely make her go to Coombs because she likes goats. She'd never seen goats on the roof, and it would be an exciting thing to see. But just through these, it was exciting. It was a fun meeting, and the connections keep growing. Table Topics Master.
Our first speaker, Cole, will be telling us about those wacky Canadians for 1 to 2 minutes.
Aardvarks and goats.
Thank you, Mr. Toastmaster.
All right, I hope you're all ready for table topics. I will give you 2 minutes to vote for your best speaker and pass any comments you have to Ron and Jessica. Let them know what they did well and what they could improve on. In terms of my feeling during the meeting, I think that this is a great meeting. I think we all are very lively crew, very hopeful. Let's see, you want to go first?
I was already going to go first because I'm speaker 3.
Oh, sure.
Well, that works out well.
I'm getting backwards by the backwards meeting.
Absolutely.
Well, while you're waiting, I can tell you something exciting that happened to me over the weekend. I got engaged.
Yay!
My girlfriend, I had to try to get her to the zoo because that's where we had our first date, and she was not feeling well. So she was like, "Why do you want to go to the zoo so bad?" I'm like, "I just want to go to the zoo." and I thought I'd have to say I have a surprise for you, but luckily she ended up getting her butt out of bed and deciding to go, so.
This is a great engagement story so far.
So I asked her by the man-pair pigs by the Stingray
Aw.
Beach, which is kind of a cute and creepy place to do it. But the important thing is she said yes. So
Yay.
that's my happy news before Thanksgiving. And I'd like to ask our second speaker, Jessica, to follow up on Ron's amazing speech with an amazing speech of her own. Please welcome Jessica. Round of applause here.
Tonight, I have a very interesting topic to share with all of you. I'm sure you will find it very interesting. It's sort of a reflection on the English language and specifically the term network. As many of you know, I work for Union Pacific Railroad, the largest North American railroad. And you refer to the railroad as having a network. And you can also refer to the internet as being a network. Are these connections a coincidence? Probably not. Network is a common word, is a word that can have many meanings. It can have a meaning related to the network. It can have a meaning related to the internet. I work with the internet in my job with the Union Pacific Network. There's lots of networking and networks going on. It's very interesting to think about networks and all of the things they bring us. The rail network brings us lots of different commodities and goods that we use in our homes. The internet network brings us lots of information that we use in our homes. Very important information. I think a very key connection between the two is that I can learn about cats on the internet. I can buy my cat mask on the internet, one of my favorite masks during the pandemic, and it can be shipped to me on the railroad. So that's really pretty cool, that connection to cats being that common ground between the different networks, cats on the rails, cats in your home, cats in the middle of a pandemic, COVID cats. They talk about COVID dogs, but we won't go there. Well, I don't want to talk about dogs right now, thank you. I think I would like to talk about cats. I really like my cats. My cats are good cats. They're very good cats. I found one of them on the internet. That's a network. The internet is a network, remember? I adopted one of my cats from the Humane Society. So I found her on the internet when I went to look at the Humane Society website. As far as I know, none of my cats have ever ridden the rails, but they certainly could if they wanted to. I really think that people don't think enough about the connection between cats and railroads and networks and the internet. I mean, the internet network is best. It's best for cats, right? Cats are what make the world go round. They're everywhere. There's a network of cats all around the world for us to enjoy, whether it's the rail cats, Skimbleshanks. He was a railroad cat from the musical Cats. I know that because I watched the movie. I'm sure that lots of the goods and supplies that were used to make that movie were delivered on the railroad The railroad is critical to the success of cats. The internet is critical to the success of cats. Cats just, they bring us so much joy and excitement. These networks of cats, these networks of rails that bring us the things that we need to take care of our cats, the toys, the excitement. These cats, they fill our lives with such joy. Oh, I can't get over how much these cats just enthrall me. They fill my life with such joy. I mean, Donna knows what I'm talking about, right?
Of course.
Donna, you have cats. You love them. You take care of them. You're hiding something from me, Donna. Where did it go?
I think you hit it too hard.
There we go. Thank you, Donna. There, yes, cats. They take so much joy and yes, okay, that's enough of that for now. Sorry, where was I? Oh yeah, cats and networks. Networks bring us together. My cats create a network of opportunity. They are the greatest thing that has ever happened to me by far. They've taught me so much about how to take care of myself, about how to take care of others, and about survival. It's hard to survive in a world that is ruled by the network of the internet. There's so much hatred in the internet, so much fear. My cats, they know no fear. They go out into the world and they conquer whatever comes at them, anything that comes their way, whether it be a bird or a mouse or an aardvark, whatever comes their way, they can conquer it. They can win the day. I don't think that time is correct because I started the timer when I actually started talking, but if you want me to talk for even longer, I can.
This is an estimate, so.
Cats, my cats in particular they're warriors. They would be unstoppable. There was that movie about the train, Unstoppable, train networks, trains are unstoppable. No, my cats are unstoppable. And anyone who thinks that dogs are going to do anything for them, they are ridiculous. If I had my way, I would like to outlaw dogs, but my kitties like them as snacks. So I guess we can keep at least some dogs around for the time being. But what I want to impress upon all of you is the value of networks. Rail networks, internet networks, networks of cats. Cats forming their networks, going out into the world, conquering the vast wilderness, assuming that we humans don't destroy it all for them, hunting, finding what they need to survive, showing us what it is like to be both part of a community and to be aloof and be able to survive on one's own. That is what makes cats truly fantastic, that they can be both part of this network and they can exist on their own. Have you ever seen an internet made of just one computer? No. Have you ever seen a train made of just one car? No. But cats can exist either on their own or in a group. That's what makes them so wonderful, so glorious, so worth celebrating. Computer networks are okay. I mean, I get paid to work on them. The railroad's all right. It pays the bills. But the best network, the most glorious network you can ever imagine is the network of cats, of my cats in particular, going out there and conquering the world. Mr. Toastmaster.
Wow, that speech left me verklempt. Please write any comments you have for Ron and pass them to him. Jessica's getting ready. I think she's doing a very I meow, therefore I am. So I think her speech is going to be about cats, but we will see.
No, it's about networks.
Networks. Okay, very good. Did want to talk about a Thanksgiving story from my family. My family were most of us are Democrats, particularly in the 2000s. We did not like George W. Bush. And I remember my brother-in-law, we go around the table and say what we're thankful for. And he gets up, he wants to troll my dad, and he says, I'm thankful for George W. Bush. I am so glad that he is my president. And my father, who is an Irish immigrant, looks at him with this look that he's going to kill him. And it was one of my favorite Thanksgivings. Now, I will introduce our first speaker, Ron, who is not in the room at the moment, but I assume will be soon, to give his speech on memeing, Shakespeare, haikus, and Star Trek. Please welcome Ron.
Mimi and my way. I like
I will now give my speech different ways of interpreting different art forms in a different way.
Wow, how many times are you gonna use different in one sentence? I
I do not own a thesaurus,
Oh, he's handing you a Christmas present.
Ooh.
For us.
but I do like to experience art in ways that they were never intended. I'm considering getting tickets to the breakdancing Nutcracker event down in New
Ooh.
Orleans, which is very expensive, and I'm not sure if I could stand even 5 seconds of it, but I must be the kind of art appreciator who changes the art from its original intention to something unrecognizable that I can enjoy. For instance, Shakespeare in Mine, the famous balcony scene. As we all know,
I don't think the people online got the full effect.
I think they missed out on something.
that was my interpretation of, but soft, what light through yonder wind, do break.
Moan.
It is the east, and Juliet is the sun. Arise, fair sun, and kill the envious moon. Or Shakespeare done by characters from the immortal series Star Trek. Alas, Horatio, I knew him well. Captain Kirk is cool. Captain Kirk is oh so cool. Spock can kick his ass. It just adds so much more flavor to the original material. And of course, lots of gestures all over the place that are so meaningful to us all. The mime uses his entire body as a soundboard for our own beautiful and genius thoughts. Every beautiful idea so often expressed by the mime or made more beautiful by iambic pentameter. Klingon poetry recited into a tin can. opera singing with a megaphone turned up so high that it's distorting by people who can't sing.
Sounds like a Volga poem.
These are the visual aids that art becomes when we absolutely bastardize it. Oh, yeah. Different art forms in a different way of interpreting in other ways through characters from the Star Trek series, including that green lady. It just makes so much sense. QED, Mr. Toastmaster.
You missed out on your dancing.
I almost forgot audience participation. So welcome in art galleries. For instance, if I were to ask the woman with the cane to get the grumpy person to dance for us, how well that would go over.
Let's see how well it goes over.
Is this one of those ones where the westerns where they shoot at your feet?
I don't
That's
know.
what we're gonna have to do. Oh, I don't want to see what's gonna happen now.
No, you don't want to get it. You don't want to get up. Yes, you get up. You get up. I want to get up. I will fry you up with my
You
cane.
can dance just sitting in the chair.
I can't dance with somebody snapping me on the legs either.
I wasn't about to.
How do I know?
You don't, you better start
Do,
moving.
do, 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 do. Are you dancing?
No, I'm not dancing. I haven't got anything on my legs yet.
I was gonna let you just dance where you were, Donna. You're going up to the front to dance?
I guess she is.
I was thinking of escaping out the door.
You can try that.
Step while you do
Your jacket is still at your chair, though.
I can't leave my jacket. I can't leave my jacket. No, 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 no.
They're
no,
slowly
no.
making their way to the left.
No, 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 no. She's,
This is the shooting at your feet thing.
this is
Kind of a shuffle.
humiliating.
World's worst two-step.
It's performance art.
Thank you.
Yay! You can find a way to punish me later, Donna. He would have forgotten if I hadn't said anything.
The New York Ballet would be green with it.
We're all backwards. You don't know who's who.
Yeah, I think she's more mad at me for suggesting that.
You're a good sport, Donna.
Okay. Well, we're almost ready for our great speeches. I'd like to introduce our general evaluator to introduce her team.
Thank you, Eamon. First, I would like to have folks explain the roles they will be filling during this meeting. Heather, could you explain what you will be doing as counter and grammarian during this meeting?
Yes, I will be counting the filler words like so, and so on, as well as looking for good and bad uses of the English language and listening for the word of the day.
Excellent. Thank you, Heather. I'm sure we will keep you busy with all of our filler words, and that there will be lots of usages of the word of the day. Yes, Ron.
Heather provide the word of the day for us.
She already did that.
What was it?
It's later in the agenda.
Oh.
Just do it at the beginning.
She has to do it. Yeah, she does it at the beginning. She will have done it at the very beginning of the end of this meeting.
Okay, so what if I'm late to the meeting?
You already will have been late. It'll be fine. It will have been fine.
Absolutely.
Next, our timer today is Jay. I don't see him here. Maybe he will get here later in the meeting, but since he's not here at the moment, could I have a volunteer to fill in as timer?
Since Meg won't do it, I'll do it.
All right, Eamon, could you explain your role as timer and what you'll be doing tonight?
I will be timing the speeches. Both our speakers are 5 to 7 minutes. I'll be doing our table topics as well for 1 to 2 minutes, and our evaluators are 2 to 3 minutes. I'll give my
Excellent.
report at the end of the meeting.
Thank you. I'm sure that everyone will be perfectly within the time limits today.
Absolutely.
And finally, our ballot counter, Heather, what will you be doing as ballot counter?
I will be counting the ballots.
Perfect. Excellent. And our evaluators have the evaluation information they need for their speakers? Yes?
Yes, I
I
have
did
the, Ron is speaking from persuasive speaking, presentation mastery level 2. And he is requesting that I fill out his evaluation, so I am doing so as we speak.
Excellent. I'm so proud that Ron is on level 2. I didn't even know he had completed level 1 yet. That's very good.
And of course, Jessica's speech is a research project.
Yes, yes, it
that
is.
She had to do for work.
Yes.
So we will all be ready to hear her professional style speaking.
Yes. Make sure that you check that it is interesting, even though it was done for work. It should still be interesting, even though it was done for work. Yes, Ron, question.
Do I, for the purpose of the backward meeting, have to complete the presentation mastery level 1 between now and the beginning of this meeting?
Well, since you're on level 2, I think that means you've already completed levels 3, 4, and 5, right?
Right.
We're going backwards.
Sure, yeah.
So I think that means you should start working on level 1 next week.
Yes. You're with your icebreaker, and then you'll complete your path.
Right.
Yes, perfect. Well, thank you. Thank you, Mr. Toastmaster, for inviting me up here as general evaluator.
Thank you.
Oh, yeah, I did. Shame on me. That wasn't in my general evaluation though. So it's
Please
okay.
make sure just for later in the meeting that you hand off the lectern, which is the proper thing to do during Toastmasters meetings.
I apologize. Thank
Well,
you
you
for
haven't done it
reminding
yet.
me.
I'd like to introduce our word master, Heather. Heather, do you have the word of the day for us?
Oh, boy.
I don't know.
Which one,
You got me. I couldn't figure it out.
which one did you hear the most?
That's it.
Absolutely sure that you didn't pick up on anything?
I mean, I was looking for, unusual words. I heard enthrall.
That was your downfall, was looking for the unusual words.
Yeah. Yeah. So,
Should we tell her?
Absolutely.
Of course.
It was absolutely was the word of the day.
okay.
That's great, because as you were talking about it, you said it.
Yes, you did.
Yeah, you can be kind of nice with a funny word or a kind of little cruel with a word like absolutely. So
My tip for
I'm using aardvark too didn't help.
yeah,
Right.
that was Mr.
Yeah.
well, I intentionally used aardvark twice because she said I only used the word of the day once.
Right.
Yeah.
And I had it down here 3 times I used absolutely, which I had.
Yes.
But because it said that I used it 3 times, I used the word aardvark 3 times in a row.
Oh,
Oh,
you were trying to trick her. I was trying to help.
Oh, what help?
Oh.
Okay, that's a tough one, Heather. So
Yeah.
thanks for
That
being a
was
good
deliberate.
sport.
Yes, absolutely.
I was gonna try to say absolution. I'm like, oh, I didn't quite say it. Maybe a little hint there. Okay, Now with our joke master to regale us with some humor is Jeff. Jeff, you ready for your joke?
Yes. How does your feline shop?
Feline what? Jessica?
I didn't catch it. How, can you repeat it, Jeff?
How does your feline shop?
Oh, shop. How does
SHOP.
your feline shop?
Very careful.
Oh, with the mouse online? Ron's guess is with the mouse online.
Nope, by reading a catalog.
Oh,
Said that.
And I've got one more.
Good.
Okay.
What two rabbit ears got married? Oh, whoops, not that one. I watched hockey for, no, that's kind of. Oh, don't worry if you miss a stream session, everything will work out.
Very good. Thank you, Jeff.
yay.
Back to you, Eamon.
Okay. I will return control to the esteemed President, Eamon. Thank you. Club business. The only club business, as everybody has been reminded, is the club officer training dates, which are on your agenda. So please attend one of those sessions. Officers, we'd love you to attend. Anybody who's not an officer can learn a lot from these sessions, so I encourage you to attend as well. And then anybody else with any club business?
Did we find out any more information about the door?
Yes, I talked to Jan. She didn't give too much info. She just said it will be open at 5:30. Let me pull up her email to be exact. Be unlocked at 5:30 when our custodian gets here on Monday nights, but then locked again 15 minutes after an event starts. So if anybody arrives late, you'll need to provide them with the contact phone number of someone from the group. They'll be able to go to the door to lock them in. So it sounds like 5:30 to 6:15, we should be okay. And after 6:15, yeah, for some of us who straggle in, we'll have to call somebody.
It was locked when you got here, wasn't it, Ron?
Well, Donna was coming out, so I didn't try.
Oh. Well, we'll have to test it next week because I was waiting at the door to let people in because I assumed it was locked.
So what time did you get here?
Like 5:35. The janitor or the custodian was waiting at the door and he just like, he opened it for me. Like he physically opened it.
Okay.
So I never, well, actually I did pull on it. It was locked and then he pushed it open, but I didn't see him unlock it.
Okay. And then afterwards, everybody else had to be let in?
Well, I don't know if they had to because I was waiting at the door and just automatically let them in. We never tried the door.
Okay, yeah, it's that.
Oh, it was locked.
There-
Okay.
There's something when you push that bar,
Uh-huh.
there's a little pin that you can put in it that holds it down,
Uh-huh.
that keeps it unlocked,
Oh.
but I don't know how to work the pin.
Hmm.
You don't.
Yeah, so according to email, it should be open at 5:30 by the custodian and stay open, but we might have to do some trial and error. Jessica, usually you're here first, right? I know sometimes
Yes.
you're not. So
Almost always. If I'm
Well-
here at all, I'm probably here first.
if you're locked out, I'll have Jessica's phone number in like the agenda meeting so you can call her if that comes up.
Yep.
It doesn't, sounds like we're gonna have to, like, I don't know how accommodating this is gonna be, so we might have to just bear with it. Any other business at all? Dues are not due until April.
We paid the October ones.
Yeah,
So you have until April to decide if you want to stick with us, Donna. if you really are looking for a club that only meets in person, I can find which ones do, and you can see if there's one close to you.
The only other one that's close to me is Finance.
Yeah, they're not meeting in person at all. I think they're only online.
That's the only one I know that's relatively close.
Yeah, your dues are paid through April, Donna, so you just have to renew around that
Well, I
time.
was thinking it was July.
That's when the Toastmasters year starts. They helpfully start their year at a different time than when you have to pay
Just
dues.
to totally confuse.
Yeah.
Works well.
Okay. So just getting back to so I guess we'll just have to get used to the meeting door situation. Does anybody have any other thoughts or suggestions about that?
We're not the only ones. I just got a text from the Boy Scouts wanting to be let in.
Did you?
Yeah, well, I know one of the
Yeah.
leaders, so I will be right back.
I think just even at my apartment complex, somebody trespasses or steals something and then they just lock down. So I don't know. I don't really have a good solution around it.
I don't think there is a solution.
Yeah, unless anybody, I'm welcome to any bright ideas.
Well, at this time of the year, you're probably not gonna get any bright
Okay.
ideas because there's too many porch bandits out there.
Yeah,
Porch bandits.
I did.
People who
So
come up and steal stuff off your porch.
Cole, welcome to the meeting. I know we haven't started the meeting yet, but I want to get your thoughts about how you think it's going to go.
Thank you, Mr. Toastmaster, Toastmaster, guest.
You're on, just tell us. You moving?
Something's going on. Still there,
Huh.
Cole?
I can hear you. My screen just went out though.
Oh,
Yeah, we can hear and see you still.
Yeah, I don't know what happened there.
hopefully it gets fixed before the end of the meeting.
Anyways, looking forward to fun, good meeting. Speakers sound exciting too.
Okay.
Yay.
We'll break the glass, Cole. How did you like the backwards meeting? Did you think it was fun?
Yes. Very interesting idea, and obviously the speakers have had to be on their toes with the evaluation,
Yeah.
get prepared in a short period of time.
Mhm.
Both did very well with that. Quite impressed. Took a lot of notes too.
I would say Meg was nicer to me than Eamon was to Ron.
Yeah, you can, so when you're evaluating, you can.
Sorry.
What do you mean, sorry?
You can you can just kind of say what they did as far as use more vocal variety, challenge them that way, but let them speak, pick the topic, or like me, make them speak about something they're not comfortable with and see how they do. So you can do it one of both ways. It's almost funner. It's fun to be the evaluators because you get to pick on the speakers, and the speakers, you get to be creative. So, and I think I might have missed it. So you're coming to us from Canada, or do I have that wrong?
That's correct.
Okay. Are you a member of Toastmasters Club in Canada?
Yes.
Just one club or more than one?
Well, right now there's 3 in British Columbia, 1 each in Alaska and North Carolina.
Okay.
That's why.
Well, you're more than welcome to join our club. Jeff is our first official Canadian member, so we'd love to have another one if you would like to join, but that's totally up to you. You're free to come as a guest as many times as you want.
Jeff has a question.
Jeff?
Colt and I live in the same town.
Oh, okay.
That means you can come together.
Mhm.
Donna wants you guys to come in person.
Oh,
I
is
think
that what
she's
Donna
willing,
meant?
I think she's willing to pay the bus fare.
Are you?
I didn't make any suggestions about that.
All right, just teasing.
So they could come on the thumb. That might be quicker.
People don't do that anymore.
Oh, yes, they do.
On the thumb, I don't get that.
Hitchhiking.
Hitchhiking.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay,
Especially on the byroads.
Just have to get across the border.
yeah. All right. Okay, thanks again, Cole. Hope to see you again. And with that, let's introduce
Mhm.
Jessica for the pledge.
So Jeff, you had volunteered to do the pledge today. Did you still want to do that, Jeff?
Hello, Jeff.
No? Are you shaking your head no?
I've got it backwards.
You're muted, so I'm assuming your answer is no. Oh, did you write it out backwards? I was gonna read it back.
Wrote it out.
Yes, I still want to do it.
Oh, you do still want to do it? Okay, sorry. I thought you were shaking your head no.
No, I do want to.
All right, go ahead, Jeff. Lead us in the pledge. Backwards
Do I have
pledge.
to say it backwards?
That would be ideal.
Or you can say it forward and I'll say it.
You can say it if you're not ready to say it forwards, or if you're not ready to say it backwards, you could say it forwards and then Meg will say it backwards. Your choice.
Okay, hold on. All for justice and liberty with indivisible God under nation one stands it with for republic, the two and America of States United, the of flag, the two allegiance, pledge I. Allegiance of pledge the.
Perfect. Excellent.
How did I do?
Welcome, everyone, to Club 229. I'm sure we are in store for a wonderful meeting tonight. Thank you all for coming. Welcome to our guests. Let's have a wonderful meeting tonight as we kick things off with our Pledge of Allegiance.
Program for next week.
There, I banged the gavel.
Okay.
All right, so now is the awkward part where we try to actually end the backwards meeting.
Okay, so we kind of went over rules. So just as a recap for next week, Ron is going to be our roast master.
Yay.
It is going to be mostly round robin table topics with your roast of Meg. Do we want to do a time for each roast? And what would that time be?
3 minutes.
Do 3
It's
minutes?
usually 2 to 3
2 to 3,
is
okay.
good.
And do I get a rebuttal at the end?
Yes, you
Of
do.
course you do.
Okay, I'll do word count. I'll do word of the day, grammarian, ah counter. Heather will do timer. Jessica will do ballots for best roaster. Jeff will do joke, and we'll have Donna do thought. But otherwise,
Snack master.
what's that?
You want me to be the snack master?
Yeah, or we can do a potluck, whichever.
What would people? Can we do a potluck? I thought.
I
Yeah,
don't,
no, maybe
I'm not
not.
sure. I think they still, well, okay. I have not asked the follow-up as to whether it has changed, but when they told me the rules about food, they said if stuff was like individual portions, then you could do it. It's been months, so I don't know if that's changed.
Okay, so there'll be no speakers or evaluators, just the rules I just said, and then come up with your best roast. Any questions?
I'll just add that if anyone does want to be evaluated for the social speeches project, that would be appropriate. You could just have someone fill out the form and give you your evaluation separately if you want.
Yeah, that's usually more of a elective speech and one of the more advanced pathways. If you guys are there, that's a good way to do it.
Mm-hmm.
All right, any other questions before we go? Okay, well, we'll see you next week.
Yay.
See you, everyone. See you tomorrow, Jessica at Well
Yep.
Talkers.
I will see you tomorrow.
Bye-bye.
Oh, you did?